Okay, this is the Haswing Ultima 3 battery pack, 29 volts, and this is the actual motor, which is actually sitting in the water at the moment. And I've connected up a direct connection coming from my old 12 volt starter battery. I've run into a little inverter here, just switch it on, and I have a little meter that's telling me how much current and what my voltage is. So I'm just really wanting to double check what was going on with this, and that's driving the motor. There's a little magnetic connection here. So if I just go into reverse for a moment here, you see we're spinning our propeller down the back there. I'm on the mooring, so reverse is better, and I'm drawing about 1.2 or 1.9, nearly 2 amps at the 29 volts. So this is quite a grunty little inverter I've got there that'll easily handle it. So I'm just going to go and have a bit of a play. So at the moment I've got this set up as kind of as my backup. I'll put the battery on for the play because I want to test out the battery, but because my mooring is quite close to the jetty over there, basically I'm looking at this motor to get me on and off the mooring and to be able to pick people up off the jetty. So to charge this up all the time is a bit of a pain. There's not an easy way of doing it here. I can solar charge my 12 volt battery in there, but this one has a little warning that says you've got to turn the LED on before charging, so I don't think I can leave it on a trickle charge. So I think I'll basically just keep this one. Turn my motor off there since I'm just wasting my 12 volt battery. So I'll just keep this for kind of emergencies when I need full power, and on full power I can get 40 minutes out of that, and we'll find out in a moment what kind of speed that actually gives me. So that battery's 20 amp hour. Unknown how long the 12 volt starter battery will last, but in theory it should do for many voyages, and just get recharged during the week that it's not being used. Okay, so I've popped the battery in now. Wanted 2 hands to be able to do that, don't want to drop it in the water, and we'll just try to single-handedly lower the motor back down, and there we go. And that's got that in there, and there's a little button here that takes me between 1 horsepower and 3 horsepower, 3 to 4 they reckon. So we should be able to, once we switch our power on up here, there we go, get that same sort of thing going there, and it seems quite happy. That's at the 3 horsepower. When I actually came across onto the mooring, it was quite a windy day. I just left it on the 1 horsepower because I wasn't really sure how long it was going to take me and everything that was going to be going, and I was coming over from the yacht club, and I really found that 1 horsepower got me into about a 20k wind with fairly steep waves. Handled it quite nicely. So yeah, we'll get off the mooring and go for a bit of a burn and see what it's like to drive with it. Okay, so I've just cast off from the mooring. There it is up there. I haven't tied my dinghy to the mooring because I'm not going to be out for very long. I just take it along for the ride with me. So yeah, we'll just remember which way we've got to turn. Just go down to 1 in a moment. There we go. So we're on 1 horsepower at the moment, and I've got another boat just coming across that way, so we'll come out and turn around our mooring. Turns quite nicely. Nice sharp turn. And we're heading downwind, and that's full power, 1 horsepower. And with a bit of luck I might actually be able to get a reading up over here. That's giving me 2.3 knots according to that going slightly downwind with 1 horsepower, which is not bad. Okay, so let's take it back out of the up to full power there. Straight into full power. You could hear the whine, and let's see what sort of speed we're getting up to now. It's bringing it up a little bit, taking a moment. I anticipate I might get to about 4 knots if I'm actually lucky. No, maybe not above, too much above 3. Sitting on 3 at the moment. 3 knots for 3 horsepower. Maybe that's about right. This is a 19-foot boat. Driving along, bit of extra drag from the dinghy out the side there. I do think it should have been a longer leg. They do an ultra short leg and a short leg. This is, I believe, the short leg, and I think I should have gone for a long leg, basically. Right, we're heading downwind here. Let's just turn again. Just, swing her around fast. Turns nice and sharply. Open it up again. Now, I used this the other day. It's sitting at 60%. I used it the other day. I haven't charged it since. I was just I left it on the boat after having worked with the mooring. And I need to charge it up now. I'm going to use it up a bit today. If I throttle back a bit, I should be able to get that percentage back up. Yeah, it brings the percentage back up quite a lot. So it really depends on how long you spend at a particular speed. So just sitting there on the 3 horsepower, and it's about half throttle. What do we got on this? It's still saying 2.4 knots. Let's bring it back up again. As I mentioned, with the transom and leg length, I'm not getting a full propeller underneath the boat, which is going to limit its capacity to drive into things. But yeah, she's moving fairly nicely. In the rougher sea that I had the other day, I did a lot of bouncing up and down. It didn't really pop out of the water, but you could see that it wanted to have more water, so I would definitely recommend a long leg if you're going to get one of these yourself. It's a bit late for me now. It's quite stiff. I can leave the handle there and it'll sit by itself. A little bit of a turn. Yep, you've got the ability to release, which is good. Okay, yep, quite happy with how that's going. So the idea being that we'll go back down to the 1. There we go, it's on 1 now. This is my maneuverability. I mean, it is meant to be a yacht. I am not meant to be using the engine, but I do want to be able to get myself on and off. What used to be on here was a 45 horsepower Honda, which could get this thing up to 17, 18 knots, but it was getting a bit beyond its use by date, so I decided to get rid of the petrol. And since we're only doing a little bit of close quarter handling, we'll see what the electric motor will do for me. When it's a bit of a howling gale, it'll make it life interesting to see how well we can push into the wind. But as I say, I did push into the wind the other day quite substantially, and there's a video of that, of me sailing across. It wasn't going fast, but it was definitely getting me up there. So again, I'm still, motoring along 2 knots, admittedly in very easy conditions, but at this 1 horsepower, I should be able to do this for a good 8 hours or so. So that should get rid of the range anxiety. And with the battery, the backup I've got there, whichever one I'm actually using, I will have 2 lots of power, so I can hopefully not run out at any stage. 2 forms of propulsion. Yeah. No, I'm quite happy with that. Way back over there is my mooring. Turn off